Good evening, you're watching Estuary News. Coming up, we hear from Baroness Newlove, who was in Grimsby, talking about the work of victim support. We also find out why 80s pop star Midge Ure was giving advice to the business community in North East Lincolnshire. We have another K9 looking for a home in Dog of the Week. And my guest tonight is Ben McNamara from Foresight, here to talk about their need for volunteers. Welcome to Estuary News. I'm Emma Lingard. Now it's time for the news headlines.
The first phase of a £4 million training facility for the renewable sector has opened. AIS has set up at HCF Catch in Stallingborough and boasts a 17-metre high wind turbine, 3 mock nacelles and a climbing and rescue platform. The facility has been purpose-built to ensure individuals are prepared for all eventualities.
We're opening the new facility obviously in Grimsby, which is, we hope to bring at least another 30 different courses here. And obviously for us it's a fantastic position really for us to be in terms of growth for the business. We hope to be the one-stop shop in this region really, so we understand obviously the growth in this area, and what we're here to do is really to support the local economy, but also give the industries exactly what they need, which is good skilled labour.
A campaigner for the rights of victims of crime visited Grimsby this week. Baroness Newlove met with representatives of agencies supporting victims in the area. The Victims Commissioner, whose husband was murdered by youths in 2007, has worked hard to help theirs.
It's very important because the needs of victims need to be recognised with dignity and respect, and they need to work together, because there's nothing worse than going from one agency to the other, constantly repeating something that's so traumatised to them, so personal to them. And so this is really important to be here to make sure they're aware of what organisations are out there, and that the Police and Crime Commissioner really knows the quality of service that they are supporting victims through the criminal justice system.
North East Lincolnshire Council's Planning Committee has agreed to defend an appeal lodged by the developers of a site in Laceby. The 152 homes application by Humberside land developers was rejected in February. Councillor Philip Jackson, chairman of the committee, said they were prepared to defend the appeal despite losing in the Shore Drive case in the summer. The Care Quality Commissioner inviting the public to give their views on the Northern Lincolnshire and Goole NHS Foundation Trust. The trust was last inspected back in May 2014 and were given an overall rating of requiring improvement. Inspectors will return next week to speak to patients. And the Humber Renewables team are currently showcasing the Humber Estuary at an event in Liverpool. The 37th Renewable UK Conference will be attended by over 2,000 delegates. And that's all for the news.
Business people are always hearing from inspirational ambassadors, and in North East Lincolnshire this week it was 80s pop man Midge Ure who was in Ultravox. We went along to find out why he was in town.
So this is Business Hive Live 2015. It's the biggest local business expo that we have here every year. Well, we've got over 60 businesses that are exhibiting in various ways. I've got to say, you only have to look at the stands. They've been so creative in the way they're promoting their business. But all these businesses have come together to the auditorium to promote the best of Grimsby and North East Lincolnshire. Oh, we're really chuffed for the speakers. We've had a local lady who's working on a national stage for blogging. We've had someone talking about bringing humour into the workplace, who also speaks internationally. And of course, the main keynote speaker, Midge Ure. There's a whole variety of businesses that we've got here. Everybody from those selling drones and some fantastic machinery that they use, through to traditional accountants who are doing a lot more than the traditional ways of promoting themselves by being here. There's recruitment consultants, there are IT professionals, bookkeepers, and even florists and jewellers. Every type of business that you would want to make up a business community, they're here.
And if you have a news story you'd like the team to cover, then contact us via our social media pages or call 01472 315 553, or alternatively send an email to news@estuary.tv. Well, still to come, there's another adorable dog that needs a new home in our feature Dog of the Week. We hear from Baroness Newlove, who was in Grimsby, talking about the work of victim support, and we'll have all the latest local sports news. Now, Foresight is a charity in Grimsby which was set up in 1999 to assist the blind and partially sighted people. Demand for its services has seen it move to bigger premises over the years, and now it needs more people to help it fulfil its mission. Joining me from the group is Ben McNamara, who's the Volunteers Coordinator. Ben, welcome to Estuary.
Hi there.
Foresight itself then, just talk us through what types of services does it provide?
Well, it provides loads and loads of different activities, like leisure activities, indoor, outdoor activities, all for disabled people. We do all sorts really for adults, children, mainly children are after school and stuff like this, like out of school kind of clubs on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And obviously it's like a day centre for all disabled adults and stuff like this in the week and stuff like this. So.
Okay, so very vital services that it's providing, isn't it,
definitely.
For these people?
Yeah, very vital. I mean, it gives them a bit more of a life and stuff like this. It gets them out of the house, gets them doing stuff instead of obviously just being sat at home, obviously with the parents or care and stuff like this. So yeah, it's a brilliant place.
Okay. How many people roughly then use the service, do you know, at any one time?
Yeah, it's about, well, we have over 100 odd service users, 100 plus service users coming in every single week.
Yeah.
And we've obviously got more in the books which obviously come in, and then we've obviously got like children as well. We have over 100 children as well who come in over the summer holidays and stuff like this as well, which is on our children's scheme, so yeah.
Okay. And are these just people in North East Lincolnshire?
North East Lincolnshire and in North Lincolnshire. We have a day centre in Grimsby and a day centre in Scunthorpe, which we obviously provide for with both either adults and children as well.
Okay, so again, across those two counties.
Yeah.
And you're in because you're saying you need more volunteers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, are you expanding?
Yeah, well, we're expanding with, obviously, we've got a lot more classes and stuff like this, obviously, with this term, and basically we just need a lot more support workers, we need drivers, we need kitchen assistants to work in the kitchen just to serve the food to them. We need we need all sorts of people just to come in, give their time and help and stuff like this with the adults and with the children after schools and stuff like this, just to really, just give something back to the community.
Okay. Sounds there like that's a wide range of skills as well that you're looking for, isn't it?
Exactly. We're looking for absolutely all sorts, and it's a great way of getting people back into work as well. A lot of people come to us, they haven't got much confidence, and basically they come in, they're a little bit unsure if they want to actually come in and stuff like this. I'm like, come on, get you started, get you going. The employability skills come on, they get a bit more confidence. We give out training, we pay for bus fares. We give out free meals for people who work in the kitchen. We give out free drinks to everybody who comes in the doors, stuff like this. So it's a great place to come and volunteer if you know what I mean. So it's a fantastic place.
I was going to say, those skills that you're saying they're building in the person themselves, like confidence, is a very important thing, because there are some people who aren't working but would like to do something. It's a voluntary work, it's a good thing, isn't it?
Exactly, it's a brilliant way of getting yourself back into work. You can put that on your CV. We give out certificates all the time. Obviously, if you're getting like level 1 or level 2 courses, stuff like this, which we give out for free, it's excellent for putting stuff in your CV. People then go for it. We do, because obviously we're only doing 10 to 3 days, people stay behind on computers, do job search, I give them a hand. Any tuition anybody needs, I'm always available. There's loads of staff members available at all times as well. Can
help. So, I mean, you mentioned that you're looking for things like drivers, kitchen assistants, people like that. You expect them to probably have some knowledge of cooking, do you?
Well, in a sense, kitchen assistants, we need people just to come in and get really stuck in. It's a fast-paced environment. For minibus drivers, we need them to have a D1 or a PVC on the licence and have a 2-year clean licence as well. Basically just to drive the minibuses from here to Scunthorpe and to different activities and stuff like this, which we need sometimes.
And you know, at the end of the day, you're providing a vital service, which I imagine relies heavily on volunteers as well. So you need a big number of volunteers.
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
you?
at the end of the day, the centre wouldn't be able to run without the need of people coming in to give their time to give something back to the community, because obviously we can't pay absolutely everybody, unfortunately. I mean, if we could, I think we really, really would,
Yes.
but it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, with the place, we wouldn't be able to run without the volunteers. They are very crucial to the service.
Okay, and is there a specific number of volunteers you're looking for at the moment, or is it just a case of people will go on the books as and when they're needed?
Yeah, it's more of just because obviously we're always looking to get people in constantly, especially for support workers. Drivers, we need probably maybe another couple here and at Scunthorpe.
Okay.
I mean, Scunthorpe more, but yeah, we just need a big influx really of volunteers just to come in and just really help out and give the time.
So if people are interested in volunteering for Foresight, they just need to drop you a line?
Yeah, literally give me a call. Our number is 01472 269 666. Or if you go on our website, which is just putting Foresight Grimsby on Google, and it's all on there. So
and they can find all the information.
Yeah, find all the information. Give me
there.
my email address is on there as well and everything.
Okay,
so
brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming in, and
Excellent.
fingers crossed you find more volunteers.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank
you. Right, it's time now for an ad break. Stay with us, are still to come. We hear from Baroness Newlove, who was in Grimsby, talking about the work of victim support. And we find another pooch, a home in Dog of the Week, and we'll have all the latest local sports news, so stay with us. Welcome back, you're watching Estuary News. Still to come, we hear from Baroness Newlove, who was in Grimsby, talking about the work of victim support. We hope to find another lovable dog, a home in Dog of the Week, and we'll have all the latest local sports news and results. Being a victim of crime is not a nice thing to go through. Earlier in the week, we heard about Remedy, where victims meet the perpetrator to resolve issues. Yesterday in Grimsby, Baroness Newlove, the Victims Commissioner, was in town to talk about the importance of victim support.
We're here today in Grimsby Town Hall to speak about the needs for victims, and we've got all the victim services that are working jointly with the Police and Crime Commissioner.
Well, today is an opportunity to bring all the agencies together that are working with victims. It's about putting victims at the heart of everything that we do, and this is an opportunity to really understand exactly what we are doing, where we can make improvements, so we can genuinely and practically make a difference to people's lives.
But essentially what's happening is that it's an exploratory way of really supporting victims and victims of crime, to put them at the very heart of the work that we all do.
Well, I'm really pleased to be here today at the Victims Networking event. We've got a coming together of voluntary sector and public sector organisations who are working together to try and improve the way that we help victims and assist them to actually recover from their experiences.
Well, it's a dialogue, isn't it? If the only way we can discover truly what is going on is by talking to each other, understanding what the victim experience is like, understanding where we need to change things, and making sure that we actually do what we say we're going to do, change things for people in North East Links, so when they unfortunately become a victim, they can receive something that is personable, that is supportive, and that can enable them to move forward with their life.
There is nothing more important to me than actually helping victims to recover. The small number of people that become victims of crime, and very serious crimes, we absolutely owe them a debt to do everything we can to help them to rebuild their lives and to move on and get back to a proper life again.
The fact that we're doing this really in North East Lincolnshire is fantastic. You know, there's lots of places up and down the country that have got good partnerships, but for me, the reason why this is possible is because of the integrity of the partners. North East Links is a very small borough, and we all know each other, we all work together, we've got to work together, and for that reason, you know, the interface, the dialogue, the quality of working together is really, really unique.
It's very important because the needs of victims need to be recognised with dignity and respect, and they need to work together, because there's nothing worse than going from one agency to the other, constantly repeating something that's so traumatised to them, so personal to them. And so this is really important to be here to make sure they're aware of what organisations are out there, and that the Police and Crime Commissioner really knows the quality of service that they are supporting victims through the criminal justice system.
And if you have a story for us, then call 01472 315 553 or 315 561, or you can email news@estuary.tv or visit our social media pages on Twitter or Facebook. Now, this is part of the show that most people seem to love. It's time for Dog of the Week. Can you give this canine a home?
Dog number 107, a Staffy bitch. She came to us in July with 10 pups. We've managed to rehome the pups, but we're left with her now, so she's been in for quite a long time, so she is really looking for a good home.
And now joining me for a look at what's been in the news is Dan Kemp.
Good evening.
Dan.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Good.
I'm tired. Don't know why. I'm very tired.
Bizarre.
I'll just go to sleep at this
Bizarre.
point.
Yeah, you just want me to tell you some stories?
Yeah, go on, tell us a story.
The first one is in the Hull Daily Mail today. It is asking if residents can think of a new name for Hull's Castle Street Bridge. We now know, or we now hope, it'll be in place for Easter 2017 in the City of Culture year.
Why can't you just call it Castle Street Bridge?
Well, you can. That's an option.
So why do we need a new name?
It's for people to have their say over what they'd like it to be called.
Simplistic.
It's quite a nice design. I do like it.
You're going to have to show. Hold that
to
up
show
now.
it?
Well, yeah.
It's a print off the Hull Daily Mail today.
It's a nice design, but yeah, you just have to show that picture.
It does look like an alien. Like him with the two eyes.
Spaceship.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan, and I think the city needs it, obviously, to connect the fruit market in the marina area to more of the city centre, and people will have at some point the opportunity to have their say for what they'd like it to be called. And I think Castle Street Bridge is very unoriginal, and I would not put that forward.
Yeah, but say what it is, surely.
Well, yeah, that's exactly. I think people are probably thinking of things like Wilberforce or Amy Johnson, as we had on yesterday. Maybe some kind of famous name connected to the city, not Castle Street.
It could look like an aeroplane wings.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't see that, but I'm glad you did. The next story, this is in the Scunthorpe Telegraph. This is that 300 jobs are going to be created in Barton.
Ah, where?
The Wren Living site.
That's the kitchen
makers, yeah. And they're planning another major extension on their site.
So clearly people must be buying lots of kitchens at the minute then.
Well,
things must be looking up.
Clearly someone still cooks. I thought people just went to takeaways nowadays, but
no, that's only you.
Fantastic. And it's the site formerly owned by Kimberly Clark as well, which is that on the east side of Barton, I think, from memory?
Yes.
I know where it is roughly.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so they're looking
that's another good news story.
And are they
for the
all
area.
like craft jobs actually in the factory?
Yeah, I believe so, yes. They're looking at creating loads of new roles as well. So,
okay.
Good news. The next story is in the Bridlington Post today. The Bridlington Post, isn't it?
You've got
Bridlington
the paper
Free
in your
Press.
hand.
I couldn't think of the name. Bridlington Free Press. This is hundreds of crabs have been dumped near Bridlington. I wouldn't say it was my favourite story. It's quite the pictures are quite horrible.
When you say hundreds of crabs have been dumped, whereabouts have they been dumped?
A couple of different sites in Bridlington. One which are a lay-by in Bempton Lane on the outskirts of Bridlington, and one on Grindale Road, which is near Scarborough Road, and they're both about a dustbin's worth of dead crabs at each location. They were found by members of the public. And do you know what the maximum fly tipping offence is in the East Riding? For anyone caught doing it?
Maximum for tipping?
I was shocked how high it could be. I wouldn't be dumping crabs.
£2,000? 2,000?
Well, according to the Bridlington Free Press, it's £50,000.
50,000?
So I wouldn't be dumping crabs anywhere.
Have they got any idea who dumped this? Because normally the way they catch people is they find receipts.
Not at all. I think the
things,
councillor are asking people to have any information to get in contact with them, because obviously they don't have an idea, and sure
We don't know
someone will have.
You just literally hold that picture up there.
It's quite a small picture, that one.
There is piles of dead crabs just dumped on the grass then.
Yeah.
What were you doing with hundreds of crabs in the first
You're talking to me like it was me.
Well,
I can't answer that.
Dan, why
I'm assuming
did you have hundreds
I'm
of
guessing
crabs?
fishermen or fish merchants or someone that's decided they don't need these crabs.
Can't you use crab shells if you crush them down? Can't they make other things out of
necklaces.
them? Right, possibly.
Possibly.
Other uses for crab shells?
It probably wasn't the first thing that these people thought of. I'm assuming profit
Are
margins
they
were down. They
crabs
thought not.
native to our shores?
I can't answer that question. Don't try and trick me up.
Well, do you know what this is suggesting to me?
Go on.
You look into that. Right, you've got 30 seconds
30
now
seconds
to quickly
left.
tell me your last
One more story. Yeah, this is the sudden closure of a popular Hull restaurant. The Purple Pig has been shut down.
Wow.
Apparently, we don't know. A sign's been left on the door saying the Purple Pig apologises for them closing and they would like to thank everyone for the custom.
This is the one that has had a few Facebook people saying it was a bit overpriced.
Yeah, I think a few people have been unhappy with the standard of the food as well. I think the scores on the doors that they have in Hull, I think they've been not what you'd hope.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. We've no idea if that's the real that's the reason behind it at all. But
Okay.
it's
I'll
now
leave
shut
that one
apparently,
with you.
according to Hull Daily Mail.
Thank you very much for that, Dan. Right, it's now time for the sports news.
Hull City's David Miley would relish the opportunity to face world champions Germany with the Republic of Ireland on Thursday evening. Miley is currently away training with the Irish squad ahead of the Euro 2016 qualifier in Dublin. Elsewhere, top scorer Abel Hernandez faces Bolivia in a World Cup qualifier. Alan McGregor, Andrew Robertson and Sean Maloney are facing Poland in Glasgow, while Chuba Akpom is also with England under 21s. Scunthorpe United manager Mark Robbins has compared the predicament his side are facing with that of reigning Premier League champions Chelsea. Speaking to the Scunthorpe Telegraph, Robbins says he wants United to go on a run and find some consistency. They currently sit just one place above the League One relegation zone. North Ferriby United should be boosted by the return of more attacking options for their FA Cup qualifier on Saturday. The side beat Corby in their last league game 5-0 without a recognised striker in the lineup. And assistant boss Mark Carroll is pleased he'll have more options to pick from this time against Nuneaton.
Ryan did a light session on Tuesday. Providing he had no reaction to that, he will probably maybe sort of make the bench on Saturday. Tom's got another 3 games on his suspension. So we could, we have got some other options, such Jamie Forrester. He's come back. He's been playing for Selby. So the squad should. As far as strikers go, should be a little bit. We should have a few more options come Saturday.
And that's all from the sport.
That's it. Contact us the usual ways. Details are on the screen. Until next time, goodbye.
Estuary TV weather, sponsored by Grimsby Institute for a brighter future.
Hello and welcome to Estuary TV's weather. On Friday there'll be mist and fog that will gradually clear, leaving a fine morning with some sunny spells. However, some cloud though with maximum temperatures of 16 degrees. On Saturday there'll be patchy fog clearing, leaving a fine dry day.
Estuary TV weather, sponsored by Grimsby Institute for a brighter future.